Hello everybody, it's Bendominator and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I want to talk about the term tier 100 in Fortnite because I think that means something very different today than it meant a few years ago. Of course, yeah, tier 100 still means tier 100 in the battle pass, the highest possible reward you can get, of course, other than the bonus styles that you get after completing it. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about how tier 100s have changed over the years and what my opinion is on them at this current moment in time. Of course, before we get in the video, if you guys like the video, you can leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new because I make videos like this all the time, and you can also use my supporter creator code Bendominator in the Fortnite item shop #ad. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. So with the first ever battle pass, there actually wasn't a tier 100 skin, it was the tier 80 skin because in chapter 1 season 2 you only actually had 80 tiers, but Black Knight was one of the biggest flexes in all of Fortnite during that time, and it kinda still is due to the fact that it is a very rare skin nowadays. Back then, the Battle Pass was actually a lot harder to level up, even with only 80 tiers. The trailer for Season 2 of Chapter 1 states that the Battle Pass for most players is gonna take over 100 hours of play to complete, so many players didn't actually end up finishing it. Black Knight was a reward for players who had actually completed all 80 tiers of that Battle Pass, and I feel like it's a reward that definitely had a big impact of how tier 100s were handled during other seasons. This was a menacing skin, one of the most menacing skins at the time. It had a very cool black and red color scheme, it was very aggressive, and when you saw the skin, you would be legitimately scared. You knew that this was a good player. But nowadays, just to use a current example, if I saw Spider-Man running around, that doesn't really scream menacing, threatening, or sweaty to me. But why is that? Well, one of the main things is the designs of the skins of themselves. Most of the tier 100 skins that we get nowadays are actually collaboration skins, mostly due to the fact that players are gonna want these skins, so Epic tends to put them at the end of the battle pass so that they get players to buy tiers in order to unlock them. But that strategy really isn't anything new. The reason tier 100s are so cool looking in older seasons is because they made the coolest skin at the end of the pass so people would want to buy tiers or either grind out the game more. But now they just do it differently. Now instead of having a super cool looking skin at the end of the pass, it's a collaboration skin that a lot of people are familiar with, some character that's extremely popular in pop culture, such as Rick from Rick and Morty, and Spider-Man from Marvel. These are extremely recognizable characters that a majority of people are gonna want. So yeah, I completely understand why Epic puts these skins at tier 100, but I do think it has definitely changed how people see tier 100s these days. Tier 100 skins aren't really anything that menacing or threatening. They aren't even that big of a flex anymore. I mean, yeah, if you have tier 100 within like the first week, that is a pretty big flex, especially if you didn't buy any levels, but let's face it, leveling up nowadays is way easier than it has ever been before. I mean, certain seasons are easier than others. This newest season isn't the easiest out of all of them, but compared to Chapter 1, it is way easier to get to level 100 even faster. And we've gone through so many seasons of Fortnite that getting tier 100 in a season isn't really that impressive anymore. I mean, back then when we only had a handful of battle passes, if you got tier 100, that means you put a lot of time in the game, so you must be a pretty good player. Of course, that wasn't 100% true, but that was the mindset at the time. Now it's way easier to level up, and completing the battle pass is something that most players can do pretty easily without really having to put too much effort into the game. All you have to do is just play regularly with friends. You don't even have to do all your challenges. Back in Chapter 1, you had to earn battle stars, and you had to grind the pass out. And by the way, I'm not saying any of this to complain. I don't have any complaints with how the new battle pass is handled. Well, I do have some complaints with it, but it's not really related to what I'm talking about here. I'm just saying this to kind of show the difference in how the battle pass is and why tier 100s are perceived so differently than they used to be. Because in my opinion, tier 100s are just way less exciting. Yes, they're still exciting to earn, but they're not really exciting to see in game. They're not exciting to talk about. I mean, if we were back in Chapter 1, I'd be able to rank every single tier 100 and compare them to each other, but now there's such a different range of them that it's kind of hard to do that. A lot of them are collabs now, a lot of them just don't really fit the bill of a tier 100 anymore, and I feel like just rearranging some of these battle passes would make it a lot better. I don't really have a huge problem with tier 100s being collab skins now, but it does kind of ruin the title that they used to have. I kind of miss when tier 100s were supposed to be super super threatening, menacing skins that people would genuinely be afraid to encounter, but now they're kind of just whatever pop culture character is popular or just relevant at the time of the season releasing. I really do miss skins like Omega, like Ragnarok, like Fusion, all those great tier 100 skins, and especially their edit styles and all that kind of stuff. Just take this season for example. If this season had the Origin as tier 100 instead of Doctor Strange, yes, Fortnite wouldn't make as much money off of tiers, but I think Origin fits the bill as a tier 100 way better than Doctor Strange does. He's just really cool, it's a good aggressive skin, and it ties into the storyline. I think it would be way more satisfying to unlock the Origin at tier 100 instead of Doctor Strange. And no, that's not just because I want Doctor Strange faster, it's because the Origin is something that I think is worthy of the tier 100 spot. To me, the tier 100 has always been special, but now that they're mostly just collabs and characters that don't really relate to what tier 100s used to be, it doesn't really feel that special anymore. In fact, sometimes there's not even a skin for tier 100. For Chapter 2 Season 5, all we had was the child back bling, and some seasons just have edit styles like Chapter 3 Season 1 having the Venom edit style for Spider-Man. It just feels like tier 100 is slowly just becoming something that might not even exist in the future, especially with the new format of the Battle Pass where you can go in whatever order you want, at least to an extent. It feels like the tier 100 just isn't a thing anymore. And to be honest, that kind of just makes me sad, because ever since I started this channel, tier 100s has been something that I've wanted to discuss, but they really haven't released any notable ones. I mean, obviously, yes, they have been notable, but they haven't really released any tier 100s that feel like tier 100s. There's been a few here and there, like Spire Assassin, but, you know, the tier 100 was always something that was fun to discuss. Whenever a brand new season launched, people would be like, what is the tier 100? What's it gonna be? I can't wait to see how cool the tier 100 is gonna be. Similar things to the tier 1 skin as well could be said here. But it now feels like nobody really cares. And that kind of goes for the Battle Pass in general. Do people really care about the Battle Pass as much as they used to? In my opinion, I don't really. Yes, I still care about the Battle Pass, but I remember back in Chapter 1, and I know I keep talking about Chapter 1 here, but that's when the Battle Pass was most relevant to me. I remember back in Chapter 1 when a new season would launch, I was always the most excited about the Battle Pass. And now it's kind of just an afterthought. Yes, it is still really fun, I'm glad the Battle Pass exists, but it feels like they really need to do something brand new to spice it up again. They've tried doing things like doing reworks to the system with battle stars and all that kind of stuff, but I think the Battle Pass needs more to it. I think we've gotten to the point where the Battle Pass isn't really the same anymore, and it's kind of just a bare bones version of its old self. I think that a lot of these skins are still good, they still release a lot of great cosmetics for it, but it doesn't feel as rewarding, it doesn't feel as fun, and it doesn't feel as innovative. Don't get me wrong, I still like the Battle Pass. This season's Battle Pass is one of the best I've ever seen from Fortnite in a very long time. But I think that tier 100 is just one of the many things that has been missing from Battle Passes for a while. There's all kinds of other things that I feel like Battle Passes are missing, such as a good tier 1 skin as well, a good cohesive theme, progressive skins, and the list just goes on and on and on. But as for now, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I went a bit off topic, I kind of went off into the whole Battle Pass discussion, but it's something that I kind of am a bit passionate about because it's something that I miss. I miss how Battle Passes were handled. But, you know, we're in the future of Fortnite. Fortnite is an ever-changing game. There's so many things that you could say you miss about old Fortnite, or you miss about Chapter 1, or even Chapter 2 at this point. But I guess we just gotta move on. All I hope is that maybe they expand on the Battle Pass in the future. I don't necessarily want them to bring back how old Battle Passes were, but I think they need some new innovation with the Battle Pass, and I think specifically the Tier 100 needs to make a return. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, let me know what do you guys think about my opinions in this video. I know I may have said some controversial things here. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.